Hi, in continuation with my series on Business Central, I would like to today focus on Customer Master. Uh, we will see today um, the various fields of Customer Master, the various action tabs like Home tab, New Document tab, Price and Discount tab, Customer tab, the reports which are available, the actions, and the related documents that are available. Do let me know if you want to see something else, and I will be happy to take a video on that. Though I would try to cover almost everything in Business Central in coming days. Let me just switch to Business Central now. Now, before I go to customer card, what I want to show you here is that if you scroll down a bit, what you're going to see is you're going to see my customers out here. I don't have to do anything much on that. The moment you're getting the order and getting the invoice, your my customers gets added. Now, these are not only for customers that you're working on. Basically, your company has got thousands of customers and which could be segmentized, which could be based on the various segments, the order segments, the region, and everything. And you, as a salesperson or sales order guy, is responsible for only few sets of customers, and you're creating orders and invoices only for those customers. So it starts adding up in your my customers, and you can have a quick view of what your customers are seeing, the balances and other things. Similarly, if you're working on the items that you have ordered, the items that you have worked on, you would see all those items out here. It gives you a quick view of where you are. Of course, we can have a Salesforce Power BI dashboard. You can have some other dashboards out there, but this is something which I wanted to show you. Now, coming to specific to Customer Master, let me go to the Customer Master. Okay, let me go to the card of the customer. Let me explore the complete thing. Okay, before you, if I go ahead, I would like to see something like templates. I can have, like I said, I can have different segments of customers and all that. I can apply a template, whichever segmentation I have. And this particular, now if I go to this template, I don't do that. So whatever the setups you're given in this template would automatically get applied to this particular customer. In fact, when I am creating a customers, I can say apply it from a template and most of my fields will get added out from there. Now, if you look at it, the number comes from the number series, the name I give it. I see partner code is basically for intercompany. I'll take it up later on. You can see your balances out here. You can see your vendor balances as a vendor. Now, there are scenarios wherein you have your customer as a vendor as well. That means you're buying from the same person and you're selling to the same person. In that case, you can define customer as a vendor as well, and you can see how much is due to be paid, and then and you can do the adjustment entries and pay the rest or receive the rest. Your credit limits, your credit date, this is a new functionality. I can block the customers. I can block the customers for ship, invoice, or all. This privacy block is basically for very special scenarios and which has to be handled manually. Things like, suppose you have a data of a minor and law says that you cannot separate data of a minor. In that case, we'll do a privacy block. You are exporting the data when you know that it is blocked. Um, in US, there are times where you're talking about e-commerce and people log in as a guest. Of course, you have to capture their data because you have to ship it to them. But then the privacy block should be ticked as yes, so that you don't export the data even by mistake. I can have a salesperson code. I can have a responsibility center. Responsibility center is a very good feature. We'll talk about it in one of the videos. Service zone. Now, suppose I'm in India and this customer belongs to Delhi, and so my service zone would be Delhi. So if I have to give this customer a service as well, I would choose a service zone so that when I'm doing a service management functionality, I'm using a service management, and my guys from that service zone comes into picture. Again, a very good functionality of document sending profile. Here specify whether you're going to directly send them a file, you're going to print and send them a file, or you're going to attach kind of a PDF and send them a file. And this becomes very easy for you to handle things. Of course, what have I supplied, what have been the cost, what have been the profit percentage. Personally do not feel we should have this here, frankly, because I don't want everyone to see my profits for a customer. State code and ACG license is basically in Indian context, so we'll just not work on it. Here I give the details of addresses and everything, and let me show more. The feature of contact code. This comes from my contact management, my opportunity management, my CRM, basically CRM functionality of Business Center, and we'll take it up later on. The interesting feature is showing the map. I can go to this address, and it is using Bing Map. It will actually take me to that address. If I click again, it gives me directions from my location. Others give me a few more options. But there's a very good functionality, and if you are looking at uh, giving a directions or map along with it, and mm, trying to make a route for it, it becomes very handy. Coming to the invoicing tab of Customer Master, we have VAT registration number, EORI number. This is basically for European countries. GL electronic document. This is again for the European countries. If you want to copy the address from to the code, you to specify what you want to address copy to, because when you're creating a code, you can actually create a code for a person or a company. So it defines whether when you're creating a code, whom you're creating it for. Of course, my posting groups, my price calculation method. When I'm looking at the prices, we'll talk about the price management. When I'm looking at the prices, what should it go into? What is going to be the customer price code? What is going to be the customer discount group? This is all price management, and we'll talk about it. Coming to the okay, if you miss some fields out here, okay, yeah, bill to customer. Uh, Consider scenario in Indian context. You are Indian Army is one of your customer, and my sell to customer probably would be different. My ship to customer would be different, but I'll be billing to the central agency. So I can have a different bill to customer and different sell to customer. My registration numbers are there. My currency code is there. Suppose this customer needs to be billed into a different currency, I can put that. The rest I think we have taken care of. Invoice discount code. We'll talk about it. I don't know why. Since the beginning, Microsoft has not given a different invoice discount code, but they actually point to a customer only. This functionality should have changed by now, but we'll talk about it. Okay, my prepayment percentage. Now, this functionality of prepayment in Microsoft, we can have a separate session on that, but it's a very good functionality. Suppose you have to take advance from a customer, or in the scenario of a purchase, you have to give advance to a vendor, it becomes handy. You can apply the payments, and it could be applied manual. Partner type, is it a company or a person? Again, uh, this is again European standard, basically for the European standard. So we'll skip this. My payment terms code, and this is very good functionality. Let me just go down a bit. So I'm saying if I'm taking this n number of payment terms code, and I might say that if I pay, normally the payment terms is 1 month, but he pays me into 8 days, I'm going to give him 2% discount, and those kind of things can be mapped. Payment method code, is it going to be bank transfer, is it going to be card payment and all that. Reminder payment code. Now, suppose there is a overdue payment from the customer, and you want to give him the reminder. So there is a functionality of financial charge memo and reminders, and we can specify as to what reminder terms code we can use in that, and we'll have a session on this. This is a very good functionality. We can set finance charge memo and reminder term codes are all integrated, so we'll work on that. My payment terms code and my cash flow payment terms code might be different, so if that is a scenario, we will give a different cash flow payment term code. We want to print statement. We can print statement to this customer. And this is again, the last statement, I mean, all that is all again because of the European region. Nothing that we use in India. Do we have a payment all? What is the bank account code and all that? What is the location from which I'm going to ship? What is the location? What is the location for this customer, the default location? I can put in that. Does this customer allows me to combine invoices for multiple shipment? Yes. Now look at a scenario wherein you have multiple, you have an item with 105 quantity. You want to give an order to a customer of 50 quantity. Then the salesperson, same item, he want to give an order for 70 quantity. And he sees 105 quantities out there. He would be able to book that and you would be also able to book that. And then whoever supplies it earlier, the other guy will get stuck. So we have option of reserve. Can we reserve it? Is it an optional? If it is all optional, I can go and reserve it on the order. If it is always the moment I get an order, it will reserve automatically. Shipment advice could be partial or could be more. A shipment method code. Is it going to be, it is more of a descriptive thing, a description that gets, you would like to get printed. Who's going to be my shipment agent? And we talked about it in the post shipment session. My service agent, my shipping time. Now, consider a scenario where you are working in India and you're dealing with a customer who is in the Middle East. Now, generally, in most of the countries in the Middle East are off on Fridays and Saturdays. We are off on Saturdays and Sundays. So their calendar might be different, and I can define that calendar out here. Tax information, I'll not touch it right now because that's more on the Indian context. And then we have the statuses of the customer. Yeah. Let's look at the fact box. So as I told you, we can see all the documents that are being created on the fact box. We can see the customer statistics out here. We can see what are default dimensions for this customer. And these dimensions would get automatically attached to the documents that you make. I can see who are the contacts. As I said, we'll take a different session on contact management and everything. A very good functionality that you merge the customers. Now consider a scenario where you are doing a fresh implementation. And in India, a customer says, I've got a customer called ABC with 10 codes. Because for each and every GST number, he has created one code. And you imported all that data into your system, but now you says because my system is going to handle GST separately and I can do it with one customer number, I would like to merge all these customers and have a single view. You can do this with merge. Let me show you. I've already done this. You can click on this. I can specify whom do I want to merge it with. So if you see there's a gap of 10,000, 30,000, the gap of 20,000, I have merged that particular customer. So let me go back. Let me show it to you. The moment I drill down here, you would see that Canon Code PLC has been merged with this. And this was 20,000 customer code, which has been now made available in 10,000 itself. So it's a very good functionality. We should be using this if required. Okay. The approvals, we said we'll take a different session. New document, I can get a sales code, I can get a sales order, I can get a sales invoice, I can get a credit memo, I can get a reminder. Reminder again is a very good functionality and we'll talk about it. Price. See, people who have been working on Navision, they would see a drastic change in the price mechanism that Microsoft recently provided in Business Central. So I can have a price list and I can have n number of price lists. Let me open this. So I'll have a code for a price list. I would can define whether it is for all customers, for a specific customers, for a customer price group, for a customer describe group, for a campaign, or for a contract. I'll define all that. I'll define, so if it's for specific customers, I'll define a specific customer name. Few columns for prices, price discounts or discounts. Is it active? What is it going to currency? What is going to start it, end it? And I'm going to define my prices out here. And then I have to verify the lines. So basically, when I say verify the lines, it looks for a duplicacy. If there is a duplicacy, it would ask you to change that duplicacy. And it has been very effective. Let me see if we have some more fields to show more. Nothing much that I should be talking about. Whether I want to allow invoice discount over this or not, I want to allow client discount over this or not, all this is there. Okay, let me go to the customers. The few things that you see are on Indian context, so I would ignore them at the moment. I can see the ledger entries. I can see the dimension, default dimension, the way they're here. I don't have to go there. I can see the attachments again. I can see the statuses, which is already there. I can see what are the probable things out there. I can see what would be the default comments. I can see what are the bank accounts that this customers has so that I'll show you. It's a very good functionality. Bank accounts along with the direct debit mandate. It's a very good functionality. So I can have a direct debit mandate, kind of a ECS that customer will have to provide it to you. More of a more of a informative things for you, nothing that it will get automated. But if there is a ECS kind of functionality which has been given to you, it would be helpful in NBFCs and bankings, as you would know when your ECS are getting expired and probably you need to renew it and all that. Document type. And suppose this customer wants a different document, different format for a particular invoice. You can specify that, which means you can have customer-wise documents created. We see a lot of customers who would say that I've got 5 customers and they're very big in customers, Fortune 500 customers, and they want invoice in a particular format only. Now it becomes difficult for you to create those invoices. You can create those documents, but then your poster invoice screen becomes very cumbersome because you're going to put a invoice format for customer A, invoice format for customer B, invoice format for customer C, invoice format for customer D. And this is a pathetic way of using it. We can specify which all documents I would like to have for this customer, and when you're printing it, and if you're using the report selection functionality for this customer, for this particular functionality or the printing of poster invoice, that particular report will get printed. So try to use the base functionalities of Business Central. Let me close this. I can have multiple shift to address. Now, remember I told you I merged 10,000 and 20,000 customer, and because of that, I've got even my shift to addresses have got merged. I can have item references, so I'm calling this item something else, and if I'm using, if I'm creating my document properly, this should get printed on my invoice document, order, codes, and everything. Reports, we got a few reports like customer balance sheet date, customer schedule statements, and sales. This is a very good functionalities. So what typically there is, what has been sales, a month-wise sales or date-wise, and kind of a handy when I'm seeing what is going, if I'm looking at a report from a particular customer, especially on a monthly basis. Then we have action buttons. It mostly is a repetition of what you've seen. So new documents I can create, approvals, workflows I can create, templates. I can go to the payment journal from here. I can have a sales journal, go to the sales journal from here. But the good part is this particular functionality. Register customer payment. It will show you all the pending invoices, and you can have like on what date I've received this particular amount, on what date I received this particular amount, what date I received this particular amount, and it would create the journal for you directly. So it will create this journal for you directly and would apply it also. It's a very good functionality. Then we have history. I can see the history. I can see the price discounts, sales we talked about, documents we already talked about, service orders if it's customer service customer. And this ends up my functionality of customer master. Do let me know if you have any queries on it. You want me to elaborate on any of the field, any of the functionalities, I'll be happy to do that. Do comment on it. And I'm going to come up with the functionalities which of uh, contact management, opportunity management, and everything very soon. Thank you so much. Keep watching my channel and uh, do comment and let me know what else you want to see. Take care.